Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in now. Y'all got to forgive me. I ain't been able to film like I wanted to. We were out of town on a little quick vacation. It was for soccer, and but still kind of turning into a little vacation. So my wife was always right beside me, and I don't really like filming in front of her just because, just kind of awkward, to be filming and you talking about other stuff and have my wife sitting right there. And so I just shot a few little quick videos, and then I was always with my kids too. So didn't, different than being home where I could pop up to the office or when I'm on the road by myself and I'm in my hotel room. So forgive me for that. And as you know, if you watch these videos, sometimes I have messages coming in and I have to balance and do both. But this, give me 1 second. This month, December, got the videos going out on self development. I'll put those, but also working on this month is the pre-order for the January course. So you have until December 31st to get it. And it's a course for January, a video a day to kick off your 2025 the right way. So you'll see it say, this is my year 2025. It'll say pre-order. It's only $25. So if you see this video and when the Lord bless you and you could get the course, grab that. That's going to bless you. Start off that next year. What I'm doing is kind of pulling back more so from live coaching and live classes, and everything will be put it on a video, put it in a course, put it on a video, put it in YouTube, just so I could create a little bit more time for myself, because I've been serving, live and consistent and doing group things of that nature. So we're going to switch that up a little bit. Just give me 1 second. Y'all forgive me. So you'll see the link in the description box, TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Now, I want to talk to you about spiritual warfare. And this is something that a lot of times y'all ask me, hey, Tony, can you touch on spiritual warfare? Can we talk about this? And I don't know how many videos I've done on it, but sometimes they're short and sometimes they're longer. I don't know how long this one will be, but I want to go through this so you can understand it better, and I'm understanding it better and going through it all the time. We always go through spiritual warfare. Now, why do we go through spiritual warfare? The reason we go through spiritual warfare is because the adversary, Satan, is trying to keep us from our purpose on earth. And our purpose on earth is also connected to our eternity. So, how you live your life on earth will determine how you will spend eternity after this life. So, if your life on earth is derailed and you are living a life that is unrighteous and you are separated from God, from your purpose, from righteousness, then if the rapture comes or you die before you get it right, you will spend your eternity with Satan. And that is the goal of spiritual warfare. That's why we go through. Now, it's a lot of levels to it, because eternity that's the long game. But the short game would be your purpose, because your purpose has nothing to do with salvation. So your salvation could be purpose in itself, but you can run a girls mentorship group or a boys mentorship group, and it has nothing to do with your salvation. It has nothing to do with religion. That's not going to get you into heaven. but it's purposeful here on earth. You are a light, you're a beacon, you're an example, and you're blessing lives, you're touching lives, you're sowing seeds. And the work that you're doing, it has a ripple effect. The lives that you touch, they will grow and they will touch other lives and they will be better people. And whoever you are, they will emulate you. So if you're a Christian, they will see a Christian. And if you're living righteously, they will see Christianity done right. And you will be a billboard, a spokesperson for your belief system. And these young people will see that and they will want to grow up in your likeness and they will have a walk with God like you have a walk with God because of what they saw. The same is true if you're not living the right way. And that's why you hear so many people say, I don't do church. I don't go to church because everybody is a hypocrite. And it's so many people. And what people don't realize is that a hypocrite is someone who is losing the battle in spiritual warfare. That's all a hypocrite is. A hypocrite is someone who does not realize he or she is in extreme spiritual warfare and they are not putting on the armor of God to protect themselves in spiritual warfare. And the way this works is there are several ways that the adversary will tempt you. And temptation, it is in the mind. And this temptation, which what we call the heart, but the heart is the actual heart cannot think. So it is coming from the mind, as we know. And what the adversary will do, and the devil has the ability to put thoughts in your head, to make you think things, to make you feel things. So whether it be sexual dreams, whether it, which people say is demons or what have you, whether it be, it's a spiritual attack is what it is. It's not that you having sex with a literal demon. It's a mental spiritual attack. And you there are, it could be lust, it could be just temptation for lying, for greed. Some things are just so easy to do for some people, and some people never get to the root of why they do something. And they don't understand, like, okay, I'm doing this because I'm a people pleaser. So you have to get to the root. Like, let's say your friend calls you. Let's say your friend calls you and you missed the call. And you missed the call because you're in a very deep conversation with your other friend. And then after this very deep conversation with this friend, you get off the phone and you call back the other friend. And when you call the other friend back, you say, hey, so sorry. I didn't even hear the phone ring. I was in the kitchen doing the dishes. And like, oh, girl, ain't no problem. Oh, home, man, ain't no problem. Whoever it is, guy, girl, whatever it is. And you just told a lie. You just told a lie that in that moment separated you from God. God hates a lying tongue. But why did you tell a lie? Well, the reason why you told a lie is because you were on the phone with another friend. And your other friend doesn't really get along too well with this friend. So you didn't want to tell this friend that you were on the phone with the other friend who they don't really too much get along, because you didn't want this friend to feel a certain way. Well, how that friend feels is on that friend. So you either say, sorry, I missed your call, and don't give an explanation, or if you give an explanation, tell the truth. But the reason why you lied is because you're a people pleaser. You care about how this friend feels, and you don't want this friend to be upset or triggered by you talking to this other friend and they're not getting along right now. So instead, you put yourself on the line to become a liar before God. And so a lot of times, and that's what I mean by spiritual warfare, is that lying tongue is separating you from God. And if you're separated from God, you will be separated from your righteous purpose, from your God given purpose, from your God given destiny. And simply because, not simply, but basically because of your lying tongue. And now the same thing could be to where, let's say you grew up in poverty. And so because you grew up in poverty, you're not used to having much of anything. And now you see where you can kind of trick the system and you can get food stamps. But you don't really need food stamps, and you really wouldn't qualify for food stamps if you told the truth about your work situation or what you make. But because you come from poverty and because you may be a minority and you may feel like this world hates you, this country hates you anyway, so why should you look out for this country? Why should you try to save this country money? Because the country hates you. And so you look at that, and y'all forgive me, my son texted me and my dad texted me. Forgive me. Give me 1 second. Y'all gotta forgive me. I may have to pause this. This thing gotta pause. We're gonna see today if this pause work. If not, this will be the video that goes up, and then I'll finish it. But my son texted me, my dad texted me, then my son's soccer trainer that I'm getting ready to hire is texting me, and he's a former pro soccer player. So I like to put my son around guys like that who done played at the highest level. And so y'all forgive me. And so now you got this opportunity to where, boom, you can take and you can finesse the government and you can get food stamps, but you come from poverty. So now here you are, you living in sin. And this is where we get tripped up at. This is where, and God give us time because he knows our heart. He knows what he created when he created a human. So it's not like we are automatically, then this is what grace covers. It's not like we automatically cast into a lake of fire, or that our life is just the absolute worst because we're in this bit of spiritual warfare. The Lord understands spiritual warfare. He created the devil too. So everything that's created comes from God. So he understands the goal of the adversary. He understands spiritual warfare. And so God is the author and the finisher. So he understands it fully. And that's what you have to realize and know, that you're not going through something like you can't hide from God. And once you understand that and you get to the root of it and you start to say, wow, okay, me lying, me coveting, let's say you want something and you can't get that particular thing. And so because you want that particular thing and you can't get it, so you start to covet. And y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me 1 second. And so let's say, y'all forgive me, I had to pause and take a long phone call. But let's say you covet. Let's say you want to be married, and then you see somebody who is married. And every time you see them on social media or every time you see them at church, you feel jealousy in your heart. That's spiritual warfare as well, because the adversary is playing on your lack, that which you don't have. The adversary plays on that to try to get you in a space that separates you from God. And when I say separate you from God, I don't mean that God like forgets you and has walked away from you. Don't take it the wrong way. What I mean is you're not operating under the Holy Spirit. You're not with the Holy Spirit in that moment where you are coveting or you're lying or you're stealing or you're deceiving. And we have these things. And even when we have been wronged and we have these negative thoughts about someone, in that moment, we're separated from God. In that moment, we can't be fully immersed in our purpose and what we're called to and what we're supposed to be doing. And so we don't think about that. And that's what I want you to understand, is that this this spiritual warfare is always going to be there. It's always going to be tugging on you. It could be how you eat. It could be how you drink. It could be what you're doing with your body. If you're in fornication, if you're in masturbation, if you're in idolation, if you're in exaggeration, whatever it is, it's the adversary tugging on you to separate you from God, to separate you from your God-given purpose, to distract you, to derail you, to discourage you, to detain you, everything that could happen. And I have experienced this over and over and over. For sometimes it's me wanting to take someone's life and me struggling and battling with that dark spirit of homicide and having to overcome that urge to what the rappers call spin the block, catch a body. And I feel like that's more so a male thing that we struggle with, because that's what we are wired to do. If you A lot of times people forget that Moses was a murderer. Like, Moses caught a body with his bare hands. He didn't have a gun. Like, Moses caught a body with his bare hands. And I think a lot of times people forget that about men, that you can talk to a man the wrong way and you could lose your life. You could do something to a man in traffic and lose your life. Like, this happens every day. And any and every man is capable of it. Like, look at this young man that allegedly took the life of the CEO of the healthcare company. They said this guy's like Ivy League educated. Say he had a spinal surgery or something, somebody told me, and he hasn't been the same since. But look at that kid. If he can do it, you best believe anybody can do it. But that is literally spiritual warfare, because even the thought of it separates me from God. Even the thought of it derails me from my purpose. And so I have to battle that. And then as men, we have to battle with lust, with women. You seeing these women, big booty, big breasts, whatever, flat stomach, nice thighs, all of this walking around you. We have to battle with that, because in the flesh wants to lust. And that could be the same for women. You might see a man just with a beautiful smile and a hairline, amazing, whatever, and you like, man, that man look good. Ooh, I have his babies. Ooh, I do this, I do that. And so women, I've heard women struggle in the same way, but that's spiritual warfare. So what you have to realize is that your warfare could be different than everybody else you know. It could be different than the next person. Your warfare, a lot of times people think spiritual warfare is like these ugly demons. Your warfare literally could be gluttony and just eating too much. Your spiritual warfare could be sugar, alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, nicotine, like your video games, gambling. It could be anything. Don't say, oh, I'm not in spiritual warfare because I love the Lord. I'm praying, I'm speaking in tongues. All I need to do is get this 150 pounds off of me. That's your spiritual warfare. And ain't nothing wrong with it. We all war differently. I need to stop. Oh, I need to stop drinking so much. Oh, my body perfect. Oh, I got everything. My body all the way where it need to be. Oh, but you smoking too much weed. that we altering your brain chemistry now. Now you an addict. So you addicted to that. You can't be addicted to anything and love the Lord. And meaning you could love the Lord, but meaning how you gonna serve God when your regulator is a substance, not the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit should give you peace. The Holy Spirit should calm your nerves. The Holy Spirit should help you sleep. The Holy Spirit should help you do the things that this substance is doing, this alcohol or this marijuana or this nicotine or this gambling or whatever it may be, this fornication or this adultery. So understand that the devil don't show up and test everybody the same way. And not every test is just outwardly this crazy test. Like some of these tests are, it's stuff that you don't even see. It's stuff you don't even realize what's going on. You sitting there and you like, you didn't even realize that you was being derailed from your purpose. So you have to think about that, because it's like, let's say you call to work with somebody, to work with people up close, personal, intimate, and your spiritual warfare is lust. And now every time you get close to somebody and in the work that you're doing, you got to say something sexy. You got to say something slick out the mouth. You got to say something flirtatious. And it just ruins, it just breaks down everything that you're supposed to be working on. Here it is, you could have been building with this person. It could be somebody of the opposite sex. And you could have been building with this person. And you could have had something amazing going, but you just could not help yourself but to tell them how sexy they are, or how attracted you are to them, or what you would do to them if they weren't married or if they weren't in a relationship. Because that's your spiritual warfare, that lust, that lust demon. And so I want you to realize this and understand this and really get this in your spirit and start the process. And we gonna go 8 more minutes. I can't go an hour because I got another call I got to do, and I got another call. So that's why I'm finna be retiring from these one-on-one calls in 2025, so I can get more videos up too. And as you process this, look at what you struggle with. Is it lust? Is it, listen, your spiritual warfare could be fear. Warfare could just simply be emotions, fear, anxiety, frustration, desperation. That's warfare. You ain't think about it like that, did you? You just thought warfare was just overt, blatant. Oh, I ain't got my legs open. I'm not in fornication, so I ain't in spiritual warfare. Or you sitting there tearing alcohol up, or sitting there eating up. That's your warfare right there. That lust, looking, gazing, picturing body parts, just lusting up. Oh, this just in my head, though. This just in my mind. That ain't real warfare. Don't nobody know about that. No, that's your warfare, because God see that. God see your heart. So as you start to do this now, and so this is what I want you to do. Get you a piece of paper. Get you a piece of paper. And start to write down struggles. And so what you want to do is you want to identify the cause and the effect. So you write down the struggle. And as you write down that struggle, then you write down what can come from that struggle if you give into it. And you write down, what does this do? And what is God seeing when you're doing this? And what potential blessings could be being blocked? What potential blessings could be being blocked when you're doing this? And so let's say lust. So when we give into lust, What does lust do? Lust brings guilt because we know we should not be lusting. We know that that's not righteous, that's not holy. We know that if lust is in our heart right then, the Holy Spirit can't be in our heart right then. Meaning lust will push the Holy Spirit out, or the Holy Spirit will push out lust. The two won't coexist. It's absolutely impossible. But the thing is this, nothing is for eternity. It literally could be in a minute. It could be a moment that the Holy Spirit got to leave. Boom. The Holy Spirit cut on and off. The Holy Spirit ain't with you 24 hours a day unless you invite it and you walk with it and you talking to it and you are in it and you boom, 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 boom. You listening. Nope, don't look. Watch your gaze. Oh, don't look. Watch your gaze. So let me, like the Holy Spirit, I went on my Instagram. Go on the popular page. Go on the popular page. See this fitness girl on the popular page. And I look at it. Now, I don't know what this could be. This girl could be on my page for. So it could be on anything. It could be one of the people I follow, and so it's showing you recommended things. So I'm looking at right now, see this here video. And so as I'm looking at this video, one of these videos is a girl vlog, and she on a boat. She about to go scuba diving. And she's saying she trying not to freak out or something. But she in a bathing suit. So what I do with the Holy Spirit, boom, don't click on that, because ain't nothing else for you to see. She got a bathing suit on. Don't click on that. So then what I do, pull down. Pull down. Now it refresh it. So now this next one, don't see anything on here except for one NBA player. It's showing the NBA player on one half, and the other half is showing a young lady he slept with and got pregnant. But that young lady got on like a sheer bra top and looked like a thong bathing suit bottom. So what the Holy Spirit said, don't click on that. Because you could read the caption, what it's talking about, he got her pregnant or whatever. But don't click on that. Pull down. Go back up. Now, listen, it's 20 other posts on the page. So then what I would do is train the algorithm. You train the algorithm because you don't have control on what's going to show it. And even if you watch certain things, it's still going to show you other stuff. So train the algorithm. Okay, boom. Click on the sports post. This kid committed. Telling the algorithm, this what I like. This other one, this kid committed. Telling the algorithm, this what I like. Let me see. This is a sports one. Another one. Boom. Click that. That's what I like. So you're showing this right here. And then you hit like on the sports post. Here go a house post. See the house. Look at this one. Boom. Could hit like. Train the algorithm. That's how the Holy Spirit stays with you. So as you going through, you walking around, you caught a glimpse of somebody. Based on what you see, they look how you like somebody to look. But unless you single, now if you single, you can make eye contact, little nod, but you don't go into lusting. All right. Ain't no lusting now. Now you can look, you can see somebody is handsome or pretty or whatever. You can make a little eye contact, smile and nod. Okay, all right. But don't go in the what do I do to you? No. Right when you go to doing that, got to go. You're nasty. You're nasty. You want to get in the Mr. Nasty time, got to go. So you got to do the right thing. So understand that this is how that looks. That you could walk with the Holy Spirit, or you could walk in your spiritual warfare, your sin. And one could drive out the other. And so write that down and see what comes of it. So just like what I said with that lust, you got lust, boom, brings guilt. Guilt lead to shame. Feeding that lust, now it become normalized. Now you get used to it. Next thing you know, now you go from lusting, now you're going to talk to the person. Then you go from talk to the person, now you exchange the numbers. Then you go from exchanging numbers, now you texting. Now you get off texting, now you talking. Now you get off talking, now you FaceTiming. Then you get off FaceTime. Now you're meeting up. Now you get off meeting up. Now you're holding hands. Now you're kissing. Now you're going back to your place. Now you're kissing at your place. Now you're doing this. Next thing you know, boom, you're in sex sin. And the lust was the root, and it led to all of that right there. Boom. So, hey, think about this. This Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Lord willing, I get to shoot another 30-minute for tonight. So hopefully this will be up by noon. Check for the night, 9 p.m. if it's not there. So I'm going to try to do, instead of hour and hour, I'm going to go 30 and 30. Noon and 9 p.m., Lord willing. God bless you. We'll talk soon.